The profiles do not match each other. They do not match Nancy's family, and they do not match anyone in CODIS. 2 samples, 2 unknown contributors. That is not theory. That is confirmed forensic data, and it changes the entire architecture of the case. If there are 2 contributors, investigators must consider the possibility of more than one person involved. The sheriff has publicly stated that an accomplice has not been ruled out. Attention turned to Tommaso Cian, a 50-year-old advanced placement biology teacher, originally from San Giovanni Valdo, Tuscany, who moved to Arizona in 2006. He plays bass in a band called Early Black. By public record, he has no known violent criminal history. The gear worn by the suspect, a ski mask, nitro gloves, an Ozark Trail backpack, and a Belly B band holster reportedly worn incorrectly, has been described by some commentators as inexpensive and unsophisticated. Supporters argue that Tommaso, as an AP biology teacher, would be unlikely to make such basic tactical errors.
And financially, I don't know if he's going to go into this because it just came out. Financially, they absolutely could not find anything about the fact that these 2 could afford to even be in a home in the way that they are with his gambling habits. Again, these are all rumors, but it just keeps leading back. And I saw that, Julie Bug, but we just watched it and it looked like shrubbery. Right? I don't want to get off focus too much. Don't we have computer analyzers if we're going to give birth to a monster? Don't we have computer analyzers for, huh? All right, let's continue. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Anyway, this is a little bit about Tommaso.
Others raise the concept of calculated incompetence, the idea that deliberate clumsiness could be used to misdirect investigators. That remains speculative and unproven. The gloves are particularly discussed. Nitrile gloves are standard in biology laboratories. Having access to them would not be unusual for a teacher, but nitrile gloves are also widely available commercially. Their presence alone does not identify.
That is interesting because I didn't even think about him. I keep saying he was a science teacher and he's saying a biology, but yeah, when you do those classes and you have to do experiments, you absolutely use gloves. I do wonder, did he have those black gloves? Is there a connection at all? Yeah, HVAC repair holds flashlights like that with their mouth. People that have to go under the house, etc. And yeah, they've got a lot of people that are around the house to maintenance it, but they're not naming the names. I'm glad you made it, Midnight Lace. All right, let's continue.
By a suspect. Then there is the matter of access. Whoever entered Nancy's home appeared to know the camera layout and that she did not maintain active Nest subscriptions. That knowledge could imply familiarity, but it could also have been learned through observation, verification needed. Financial threads add another layer. Nancy's Catalina Foothills property is valued at approximately $1 million. Annie and Tommaso's home is valued at roughly $650,000.
All right, let's talk about this for a minute because 1 million is a lot different in Arizona than it is here. All right. What's up, KCC? How you doing? Good to see you. Ma'am says bio is different. I know. Hey, Jay, that's AI. What's AI? The guy talking? What are we saying?
Savannah Guthrie's estimated net worth is $40 million. The ransom demand was $6 million in Bitcoin. Was that number random or calculated? In May 2025, Tommaso Cian signed a durable power of attorney granting Annie control over financial and property matters. Legal experts note that such documents are routine in many circumstances. However, the timing, 8 months before Nancy disappeared, has been highlighted by online observers. There is no confirmed evidence linking that document to the crime. Search data reportedly showed Nancy's address being searched from Arizona beginning in March 2025, and Savannah Guthrie's salary searched in December. Allegations surfaced regarding possible connections, but verification needed as to.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the video that was put together, the current video, I'm sure he used AI, but it's a real guy that's talking about it. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything in this where it's saying anything bad. He's just giving us information. I mean, this is politics and Anthony. He's got, I didn't even subscribe to him yet, but, 28,000 views on this. he might have used AI, but what's incorrect about it, guys? I'm not sure.
to who conducted those searches. Meanwhile, Annie Guthrie's vehicle was towed and impounded as part of investigative procedures. The sheriff described processing the car.
I understand what you're saying, but I do believe that he used that to generate the images to talk over. And so far, I haven't heard him say anything that would be nefarious. He's just connecting who Tommaso is and Annie and talking about gloves. So I hear what you're saying, guys, but I haven't heard any weird thing in this.
As standard practice. Investigators also searched the couple's home multiple times and examined their septic tank.
Yeah.
Such steps indicate thorough investigation, but do not establish guilt. Then there is Tommaso's bandmate, Dominic Evans, who has prior charges, including felony burglary, robbery, theft, and...
See? So there you go. None of this is not... I mean, none of this is lies. I do my videos with AI as well. So I'm not, I haven't heard anything weird. Now there's a lot of other AI videos right now that saying Nancy Guthrie's body was found. Ton of clickbait talking about her body being found, but this is not that. He's actually just giving us real information. And like I said, I use AI in my other videos too, but it still has the same content. There's not about he told in Pima County, someone he knows goes to the same church as Tom, and he said he's the nicest guy you'd ever meet, even though he looks crazy. Interesting. All right, yeah, just stating facts, guys. Don't worry. Come on.
Embezzlement.
He's telling you
there is no confirmed evidence linking Dominic Evans to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. However, his criminal background has been cited in online speculation. The Bitcoin wallet associated with the ransom has shown no activity. The FBI reportedly sent a small amount to it as part of monitoring efforts. No one has accessed it publicly. If this were a professional operation, would the funds have been moved? Or does the silence suggest something else? And why send ransom notes to media outlets rather than directly to the family? Was it theater or fear? Each answer opens another question. On February 16th, Sheriff Nanos formally cleared the Guthrie family, stating they were cleared in the first few days and had cooperated.
Again, I absolutely believe he didn't officially clear them. He didn't write down and say they're completely ruled out and cleared. In my opinion, and from locals, they say that the Guthries were putting pressure on him because people weren't leaving them alone. And so he made a statement and said, hey, they're not, yeah, they're not, this is not them. Stop looking at us. Let us do our job. I saw DE walking out of the FBI office. He's a little lanky and didn't have the same stride as the perp. But that's the thing, is I believe that there are two different perpetrators, not just one. All right, let's continue. Well, shoot, there was a man with his mouth moving. Identifying AI is a new skill these days. Well, AI is used in everything. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Now, if you find an AI video right now that says Nancy Guthrie's body was found, that's going to be AI clickbait.
Operated fully, surrendering phones, computers, vehicles, and property access. In investigative terms, cleared means current evidence does not support charges. It does not preclude future developments if new evidence emerges. Height analysis has also been discussed. Some observers believe Tommaso Cian appears taller than the FBI's estimate of 5.9 to 5'10" for the porch suspect. That discrepancy, if accurate, could argue against him being the individual on camera, though it would not address potential involvement in another capacity. Ultimately, the investigation now hinges on forensic comparison. DNA profiles recovered from the glove and inside the house are being processed.
Now, here's the problem with what they're processing, guys. Raven says all he did by publicly, he cleared them, will let a defense attorney tear him apart if they're found guilty. Yeah, he didn't write it, and he publicly said leave them alone. They're not people we're looking at. So yeah, it could get tricky if this goes full circle back to them, guys. Yeah, right. I mean, they've done that already. They've done that, but why haven't they told us up until now that these are 2 different days, 2 different videos, and now we're just talking about are there two different people? We've been talking about that since day one.
Genealogical databases may be used to narrow potential matches. The evidence will either converge or it will not. The January 23rd video may prove pivotal for one reason: it creates a second date. If investigators conduct cell tower analysis for the area 6.5 miles from Nancy's home on January 23rd between 1 and 3 a.m. and compare it with data from February 1st near her residence, any overlapping device could become significant. That possibility has not been publicly confirmed, but it
Now, nothing's been publicly confirmed, but guys, I got to tell you this as well. Law enforcement has said straight up that they're not going to let this stuff out because they want to, they don't want to impede on the investigation. But also, when they're doing the DNA and they say that the DNA in the house is people that are supposed to be there, well, rightfully so. Yeah, there are people that are supposed to be there because they knew how to maneuver this. What's up, Amy? Love this. So much information and people I didn't know about. Thanks. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. If you look at the pictures with the two red circles, the one that shows the pocket, if you look close, like a walkie-talkie, maybe there. Yeah, I just keep seeing the plants on there. What's up from Falconess, Australia? Good to see ya. All right, now we're going to find out also why they're throwing more money at this, what that signifies.
Presents a logical next step in digital forensics. Nancy Guthrie remains missing. She has a pacemaker. She requires medication. 2 DNA profiles sit in a laboratory. A silent Bitcoin wallet waits. If the genetic evidence identifies a stranger, this becomes the story of a family caught in suspicion during a nightmare they did not create. If it connects to someone closer to home, the narrative changes entirely.
Right. And if it full circles back to Annie and Tommaso, well, here, okay, listen, here's what they did say publicly. This is the one thing I cannot get out of my head. Now, this one we're going to do what the rise in reward could signify, since you're asking
that can bring her home. Somebody.
People are asking why they're throwing money at this the way they are right now. And this may give you the answer. But let me get back to real quick what I was going to say. Law enforcement has made it very clear to the neighbors and the people in the community that they have nothing to be afraid of and there's no threat to the public. So how could they make that statement if they don't know who did it and they didn't even know that there was a second possible guy or the guy had been there the week before? Remember that. That is one of the major statements they've always told us as well as neighbors, is they have nothing to worry about. Really? So what does that mean? Does that mean they have somebody that they're looking at, they're following them? What? All right, let's see why they're throwing money all of a sudden. Why didn't they do this on week 1?
Knows. We are begging you to please come forward now.
Don't worry.